Hello and welcome back. It's been a long cold winter, but I'm delighted to say the ROKiT British F4 Championship kicks off at Donington Park in only a couple of weeks' time. And we're here at Silverstone for a season preview. Whether you're joining us for the first time or one of our thousands of regular listeners, it's good to have you with us as we embark on what promises to be another fantastic ROKiT British F4 Championship season. The Friday night F4 team will be here again this year to bring you all the latest from behind the scenes with the drivers and the teams as they battle it out in a bid to win those all-important trophies. A classic May day at Silverstone saw a full grid of drivers out testing in mixed conditions. Yes, it rained, and at times a full downpour. It was windy and cold, but then the sun came out and there was a period of dry running in the afternoon, which made it a good day for all the teams. With a handful of returning drivers back behind the wheel for another attempt at taking the title, the bulk of the 2024 grid is made up of rookies, all eager to make a name for themselves in this hugely influential championship. Throughout the season, we'll catch up with them all to get their thoughts as the year progresses, and we'll also hear from team managers as the hotly contested Teams Championship unfolds. No major changes to the chassis or engines this year, but the welcome introduction of pit-to-car radio makes its debut. And of course, the big news is that on top of a return weekend on the Silverstone famous GP circuit, the ROKiT British F4 Championship is off to Zandvoort in June for an international round. Having spoken to all the drivers, I think it's fair to say everyone is really looking forward to that weekend. Time to start compiling the road trip playlist on Spotify maybe. Actually, I think I'll ask everyone we chat to before the international round to nominate a classic track for our playlist. I wonder what will come up. What would you suggest? So let's get things underway with our season preview. Coming up, we kick off with rookie drivers Bart Harrison and Lloyd, both keen to get their seasons off to a good start. I'll also chat to returning driver Mika Abrahams about the run-up to his second campaign. We'll also hear from Paul Hardy, team boss of Xcel Motorsport, new to the championship, and Dominic Stott, who is back with Hitech GP for another full-on campaign to take top honours. First, I caught up with rookie Bart Harrison, who joins Tewkesbury-based Dittmann Racing. After an introduction to karting at the age of 5, he steps up to single-seaters from the X30 series. Bart, really good to catch up with you here at Silverstone. The sun's come out, which is good for this test day, isn't it? New to the championship, you're a rookie. You're looking forward to it?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it'll be a good new learning experience for me, and I'll just get into it, see how it goes.
So, for the fans of the championship, just give us a little idea of your background, how you've arrived in the British F4 Championship.
I've done 7 years of karting. I'm no stranger to racing, but this is my first time in cars, and I'm learning, so I'm excited to see how it goes.
You say you're learning, have you noticed a big jump from karts into these F4 machines?
Massive, yeah. I've got the front brakes on this, so it's completely different with the turbo and everything, so I'm still very new.
Was the move into this type of racing something that was definitely on your agenda?
Yeah, I've always had my eyes on this, and last year I was slowing down in karts because of my height, so I thought it's time.
Yeah, how tall are you?
I don't even want to know.
Is it difficult in the car, in these cars? I mean, are they able to make that adjustment for you?
Yeah, well, I look a bit stupid getting in and out, but it's all right whilst I'm in.
Doesn't matter what you look like getting in and out, as long as it's the times that you put in. How's it been going with testing so far?
Yeah, good. We're getting better all the time, so and time's starting to look better for me. So, looking where we were last year in November, I was pretty slow. So this year's going a lot better.
Getting to grips with the car, obviously. Yeah. What have been the big learning curve bits for you, Bart?
Just confidence, really. Yeah.
In terms of braking and turning and things like
speed,
that.
It's a lot faster than what I've been in, and the brakes are a lot different. So it's just been a massive learning experience for me.
Absolutely. There's a number of drivers coming back from last year who clearly know the ropes in this championship, but the majority of the grid once again is rookies like yourself. That's going to make for an interesting first few rounds, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I know they've got a head start because they've had last year to learn, and I'm not going to get angry about anything. Well, I'm just going to take it as it comes and go for it.
Yeah, one of the things that many of the drivers have said to me in the past few years is it's about being consistent. You don't have to win every race, and is consistency something that's in your toolkit?
Well, I don't know if you know about drop rounds in karting, but they've lost me the championship like the last 3 years, so because I'm just consistent. So if we don't have drop rounds and I'm just consistent, should be all right.
You're obviously coming into this with a level of optimism and expectation. Have you set any sort of goals for yourself for the first couple of rounds?
Not in terms of places where I finish, because I could not tell you where I'm going to finish right now. So I'm just going to do my best.
So based up in Yorkshire, so you've got a home circuit for you up there, which I presume you know well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So you're going to be looking to score points up there, if nothing else, aren't you?
Well, it's still a long drive, but we'll call it my own track. We'll see.
Will you have plenty of family following you around for the season?
Just my mum and dad,
Okay.
but yeah, they're friends as well. Probably come to a couple of rounds, but yeah, just my mum and dad really.
And what's it been like settling in with Chris and Chris Dittmann Racing?
I love the team. That is my family, so that's nice.
And there's still some news to come and other drivers to add to the team as well, isn't there?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, soon.
Which put a good package together for you for the season. There's a smile on your face already, which suggests to me you can't wait to get going. How has it been this morning? It was wet this morning here at Silverstone, but how was it?
Yeah, there's a dry line coming, so hopefully we'll get some slicks on this afternoon and it'll be all right.
Fantastic. Really good to welcome you to the series, Bart. Have a great season.
Thank you.
Next, we hear from Ella Lloyd from Pontypridd in Wales, who joins the championship after a successful 10-victory season in the Ginetta GT5 Challenge and an overall second place in the Pro class.
Well, Ella, good to catch up with you here before the afternoon session starts at Silverstone. Not long till the start of the season now. You're looking forward to it?
Yeah, there's only a few weeks now and a few tests left before the start of the season. So hopefully we can just keep picking away at the time and have a good result for the first season.
Now, I know that fans will obviously get to know you throughout the season through your racing, but tell us, what have you done in the run-up to joining the F4 Championship?
I've done some pre-season testing and I competed in the final 2 rounds of the Formula Winter Series out in Spain. So that was the first taste of single-seater racing I've had so far, and it was pretty good. So
because it's been karting, and I think you did Citroen before that, did you?
No, I didn't do no karting. So Ginetta Juniors was my first season racing, and then I did the Ginetta GT Championship last year, and now British F4 this year.
And a big step up, of course, isn't it, into to this championship?
Yeah, it is a big step up with a little bit more aero and a bit more power and more grip, so yeah, I just got to get used to it. And
How's the testing been going?
Yeah, testing's been going good. This morning we were quite quick, straight out the box, so just got to keep improving.
It's going to be another competitive season in the championship. I'm sure you kept your eye on it last season. It went right down to the wire. Have you had a chance to weigh up the opposition this year?
Yeah, I seen the championship was quite close last year. I think it's going to be close again this year, but as it's my first season in single seaters, I'm just wanting to improve every round, so that's all I can hope for.
Have you set yourself some goals for the season?
I think obviously everyone wants to win, don't they? That's the whole point, but just keep improving. I want to be at the front like everyone else does, so I just need to work as hard as I can just to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you got any idols or inspiration from other drivers in motor racing? Who's the people that have spurred you on?
I don't know, that's a bit of a hard question, because obviously I haven't been in motorsport that long. I haven't, I'm not sure. I don't know, that's a hard question.
What was it that made you get into motorsport in the first place?
I don't know, I think it was my dad, because he did rallying. Obviously this is a lot different to rallying, but yeah, I think it was my dad that got me into motorsport.
Right. And will the family be at all of the rounds supporting you?
Yeah, my family will be at all the rounds.
Cheering from the sides.
Yeah.
I was trying to think about if we had any other Welsh-based competitors, but of course there has been, because I think Matthew Rees a couple of seasons ago. But you'll be flying the flag for Wales, will you?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. How's it gone this morning testing here at Silverstone? It was a bit wet, wasn't it?
Yeah, this morning it was a bit wet, but as soon as we went out, we were on the pace straight away, and then it started to dry, and we did get a few laps on slicks towards the end of the session, and the pace was there straight away. Obviously the circuit was still damp, so it was just trying to find where the grip was. Yeah,
absolutely. Drier this afternoon, hopefully have a good session, and more importantly that you have a great season. Really good to catch up with you.
Yeah, thank you.
And Mika Abrahams had a decent 2023 season and returns to the championship with high hopes. This is what he had to say at the start of the Silverstone test day.
Well, Mika, good to catch up with you here. It's just looking out at the pit garage. It's raining, but we've only got a couple of weeks or so before we start racing in the British F4 Championship. Good to see you coming back. You're an old hand now.
Yeah, I mean, second year in F4 with Hitech Pulse-Eight, really good team. Looking forward to getting out. I mean, we've done productive testing. I mean, I'm happy it's raining today. You know, gain lots of confidence in the rain, develop a lot from it. So, development's been good. So now, itching to get out. First round, 2 weeks. You know, need to get out now.
You're smiling, which is a good sign. Last season we spoke quite a lot, and you were saying how much you developed your racecraft, and you got very comfortable in this car, and were learning all the time, even right at the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a learning season for me last year. I mean, I missed the first 3 rounds, didn't expect much from the championship, but was just learning for this year. Knew I would come back, you know, coming into this year wanting to win the championship, obviously, with a really good team behind me, and lots of development from last year being taken into this year. So we're hoping to implement that into results this year, and hopefully fighting for the championship.
We discussed last year also how competitive it was, and I think you've hinted to me already when we were stood outside before that you think this season's going to be even closer.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a talented bunch of lads this year, and girls. Can't forget the girls. But no, I have amazing teammates. We push each other, and I know lots of teams have amazing drivers pushing each other as well. So, you know, it's just going to be really close once again, like last year. I think even closer. So, hopefully, you know, we can dominate and come out on top.
Now, I know you've been back to South Africa over the winter. What's been occupying your time?
Lots of rugby. I've been playing lots of rugby with mates. Lots of gym. You know, just keeping fit, keeping healthy, keeping myself mentally healthy and fit. You know, just regrouping, you know, vacation, enjoying life, and then getting back into that routine of becoming a racing driver once again.
And I guess you have to get into that headspace again, don't you, of being ready for racing?
100%. It's like a completely different mindset. As soon as I left England, I went into vacation mode, but I didn't stop working, kept working, put in the hours in the gym, physically, mentally, on the sim. Yeah, and then after December, just got back into that mindset, just 100%, 110% back into it.
This test day at Silverstone looks like it's going to be a bit of a mix. There's going to be a first session which looks like it could be in the wet, which is no bad thing to get some wet miles under your belt, is it, this time of the year?
No, definitely. I mean, England, you know, is famous for its lovely weather, so no, we welcome wet testing. I know not many people like it, but I enjoy it. You know, it develops you so much as a driver. You learn so much from it. That's where you find yourself, really. So I'm always happy to do wet testing, especially at Silverstone, such an amazing track.
Yeah. Now I know that obviously podiums and the championship are going to be in your mind from the moment the lights go out at Donington Park, but have you set yourself a sort of line in the sand or a goal for, say, the first half of the season?
I just want to get good, consistent results, you know, get lots of podiums, rack up points, and just focus on maximising my, you know, my points just for the championship, really. I just want to maximise my performance to show everyone what I can do with this amazing car behind me, and just leave no stone unturned.
You're one of a handful of rookies coming back. You've all got that year of experience under your belts, but the majority of the field, once again, is rookies coming in. Are you going to have an edge? Do you think that year's going to give you an edge?
Definitely. I think, you know, the experience helps now. Feels kind of weird talking as a second-year driver, but no, definitely we'll have an edge over the rookies, so I just have to show that I can perform better than them. Obviously, I don't know what they're doing, their development, whatnot, so you can't really say, you know, what other people are doing, but I can speak for myself saying that I know what I've done, I know what I can do, just have to go out and perform.
You've got some very competitive teammates here at Hitech. It's going to be close between you, but also they're a good bunch to be working with, aren't they?
No, amazing lads. I mean, Deegan and Reza are such amazing teammates to have, amazing people off track. Obviously on track we fight each other like anyone else. But I mean, it's good to have such amazing teammates. We push each other all the time, step by step, always climbing the ladder. So I'm really blessed to have amazing teammates like them, and we're just going to be pushing each other, getting hopefully 1, 2 and 3s for the whole season.
I guess I'm speaking to team manager Dom Stott later on. He had high expectations last year and had that amazing round at Silverstone where they pretty much brought in a 1, 2, 3, almost a 4 as well. Team expectations are high. Are you conscious of that weight on your shoulders as well?
Oh, 100%. I mean, joining Hitech, I obviously know they're a world-class team. They have a lot behind them. I need to perform, bring good results for them. But also, they're an amazing bunch of lads. They're like a family to me now. So I also know that I will be able to bring the results for them. Am I nervous that I'm not going to be able to? No. I know what I can do. Just have to go out now and show that I can do it.
Absolutely. Family over here for the season with you?
Yeah, mum and dad coming over. Mum not enjoying the cold. I don't think we all are. Missing South Africa, warm weather. But no, it's good to be back. I think all of us are enjoying the racing, enjoying Hitech. Now we're just waiting until Donny.
And just finally, this year sees a first for the British F4 Championship going to Zandvoort, an international round. That is going to be exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to go to Amsterdam, always wanted to go to Zandvoort, so now I'm racing on it. But yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting race. I mean, F1, the atmosphere there is amazing, track is amazing. So looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Mika, really good to see you back with that fantastic smile on your face. Have a great season.
Thank you very much.
With plenty of experience in karting through to F4 in the UAE, Xcel Motorsport joined the grid for the 2024 season. And despite it being somewhat chillier than he's used to in Dubai, Paul Hardy, team boss, told me he's looking forward to the new challenge in the British F4 Championship.
Well, a pleasure to catch up with a team principal, Paul Hardy, new to the ROKiT British F4 Championship. Paul, good to see you here. Tell me why this year, where you've come from, what it's all about for you.
So yeah, I mean, I think we just wanted to cool down a little bit from obviously from being in the UAE. We're based out of Dubai in the UAE. We've done the F4 UAE Championship now for the past 6 years. Literally started our F4 campaign when it began over there. So we've not done anything in Europe now for the past couple of years. We then wanted to get back overseas and kind of keep that progression going with our drivers that we kind of start from karting over there all the way to F4 UAE and then bringing them across to now the British F4.
Is it just that this year the time is right, or was it always in the plan to do this?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we have looked at, obviously for a couple of years, to be honest. We are British owned, so it's quite nice to come back to the UK and kind of set up an actual proper base here. So it's all kind of fallen in line in the right place. So yeah, I think it's a really good opportunity for us as a team.
I know we're stood here in a little bit of drizzle at Silverstone, which is classic for this time of the year.
Yeah,
testing.
I mean, we can't really expect much more, can we?
And you had a baptism of fire as well with some snow up at Knock Hill.
Yes, yeah, we did go up there and we got snowed off, but I mean, what do we expect going to Scotland at this time of year? But yeah, it was good. We did actually manage to get some running nevertheless, but yeah, it was good. So we just kind of, our drivers had the first opportunity to get some wet running and actually get some wet tyres on the car. So yeah, just learning all the time for them.
Good to see the Xcel name on the grid for this season. Talk me through your driver lineup.
So we've got Zach Skula, who's going to be with us for the whole season, and then August Raber, who's going to be racing with us at the GP circuits, and then we're just finalising our final driver, who's going to jump in the car for the whole championship for the whole season. But both of those drivers that we've got currently is quite nice that they actually started their racing with us in karts. Zach's actually been with us from being 9 years old, so he's literally come through all the way from F4, from karting, all the way up the ladder to now into F4. So it's really good to see that progression that we've had and to keep someone in-house from such a young age.
How important is that development process for you as a team principal, nurturing new talent and bringing them through?
Yeah, it's massive for us, to be honest. I mean, it's something that we really pride ourselves on. certainly in the UAE, we're the only team that can basically pick a driver up from being 8 years old, take them all the way from karting all the way to F4, and it's really nice to kind of see that and to see drivers going up the ladder and then helping them now. Like we've actually stepped into doing the Formula Regional in the Middle East as well, so it's now kind of taken it beyond F4 as well, which is something that we've always had big aims and drive for.
There's a handful of returnees for second season in the championship who all had high aspirations last year and will be on it from day one, I suspect. The majority of the grid are rookies, which is going to make it a really interesting and competitive for that first part of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think there's obviously a lot of the drivers that do this championship have also done the F4 UAE. So, I mean, there's quite a lot of familiar names and teams that we've raced against in the past couple of months. And yeah, so I mean, I think there's obviously some rookie drivers who have also done the season in the UAE, albeit they are still classed as rookies. But yeah, I think it's going to be really close, to be honest. Like you look at the testing that we've done between, say, maybe 18 drivers. There's been, say, less than 8/10 sometimes. So it has been really close. So I think it's going to provide some really exciting racing. I think especially going straight into Donington Park. I think for round one, I think it's going to be really good.
Have you set yourself a line in the sand, an expectation for the first part of the season?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like we've came here with an intention to be at the front. We've not come here just to take part. So I mean, especially I think like with Zach, who's done the UA with us, he did a really good job with the experience that he had. He was completely new to that at the start of this year. But yeah, I mean, we want to be on the podium. We want to be scoring some really good points. So yeah, that's simply it. We want to be at the front.
These second generation F4 cars are quite something, aren't they? They look like mini F1 cars in lots of ways. Your drivers have jumped in and been comfortable from the off?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think that they've actually been a really good upgrade from the old car. We basically started with the Gen 1, but yeah, I think they're really good, to be honest. They're much more robust than the old car. The drivers really enjoy them. I think it's overall, I think, yeah, really good.
You got any favourite circuits for this season?
Honestly, I think probably Donington so far. We were actually talking about this the other day. I think it's Donington or Silverstone. I think are probably of all the ones that we visited so far are certainly my two favourites.
How well do you know Zandvoort? Because the championship goes to Zandvoort for the first time this
yes,
year.
I mean we've got a couple of Dutch mechanics in our team, so they're pretty happy that we're going to the Netherlands. But yeah, as a team, it's new to us. So looking forward to getting across there.
Paul, it's really good to see you and the team here for the championship. Have a great season.
Thank you very much.
And rounding off this podcast, in between the morning showers, I chatted to Hitech GP team manager Dominic Stott in the pit lane on the very spot where last season his team celebrated a fabulous 1-2-3 finish.
Well, Dom, really good to see you here at Silverstone, where we were a few feet away from that momentous time last season. You're remembering it with me.
Yeah.
That was amazing. We almost achieve a 1-2-3-4, but a 1-2-3. It was a great weekend. That's all in the past now. You've got to start all over again with a new group of drivers coming together. Looking forward to the season, though.
Yeah, definitely. After just missing out on the championship last year, the focus during the winter has been on putting the team together, putting a group of drivers that can win again. So yeah, that's we're really looking forward to it. It should be good.
So your three drivers, Deacon Fairclough coming back, he will be confident after his season. Mika Abrahams, who's got a huge smile on his face, can't wait to get going. And Rez, a new driver for you.
Yeah, so yeah, Deegan obviously third last year in the championship, and yeah, really coming into it confident with, I suppose, unfinished business. Probably got tangled up a bit too much last year, but we just want to get him at the front and get him out there and see what he can do, really. Mika, you know, a little bit of pre-season mileage to catch up on, but strong driver, really good end to the last year. Someone we really had an eye on, still one of the youngest in the championship, even in his second year. So yeah, he should be strong. And Reza, really strong pre-season with us out in the UAE, and yeah, he's got the pace and you know, really working hard at it. So we're looking fairly good. Can't be too confident, but I hope we're at the front. Yeah.
So Deegan and Mika come to you as known quantities, if you like. Reza's come from Ginettas, where he had a pretty consistent season last year. That's where some more work needs to be done?
Yeah, well, I'd say Rez has now got some mileage doing the UAE Championship start of the year. He had a strong end of year in Ginettas, a lot of testing with us, so we're confident he can be up there by the start of the season. he's really working hard and building at it. Every day there's progress. The drivers right at the front can only make tiny bits of progress, whereas he's making big leaps every time he's in the car. So it's an exciting little group to watch this year for sure.
You had a really cohesive unit of 4 drivers last year. Are you building again this year, or are you starting a couple of steps up the ladder?
I think the group in general is slightly older, maybe a little bit more mature, but last year we said all the drivers get on, but actually I hope it's what we build as a team, that we all work together. At the end of the day, the aim is to have 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's up to them which positions they take of those. So we just need to get all the cars at the front, and that's the aim. So
absolutely. You've had some testing time already. We're at the first of 2 media days coming up, lots of activity going on. How's it gone so far?
Strong start. I think you can't get too carried away with testing. You don't know what people are up to, but we know what we're doing. We're fairly confident. But yeah, it's building up to the first race. It's all the build up. You find more time every time you go out. Wet weather, dry weather, snow at Knockhill. But yeah, it's building up to the first race, so you don't really know where everyone is until qualifying.
Looking at the entry list for this year, there's 4 or 5 returnees who've got a year under their belt, which is going to be useful. Majority of the grid, though, are rookies coming in with high expectations. On paper, and looking at their past performances, it looks like another really close and competitive season in prospect.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a really strong group at the front. Like you said, there's some second-year drivers that, again, have unfinished business, points to prove, and there's rookies that are out to beat those second-year drivers, much like last year. So it's going to be about consistency, about putting the time in. That 20 minutes qualifying at Donington is where it counts. So if you do 50 laps a test day and one of them's quickest, it doesn't matter when it comes to qualifying at Donington. So.
How much for you is there more of a momentum and an impetus to get closer to that overall win? Because as you say, you were so close but no cigar last year, but some fantastic weekends for you and the team. How much more of a desire do you have now to get that top slot?
I am very competitive. The whole team are really. It's why we're here. It's why everyone's here. Our first year in F4 in 22, we won the championship. We missed out on the teams. Last year we were aiming for both and we just missed out on both, but with a rookie in F4 effectively in Will. So this year we're all guns blazing, I hope, and see what we can do with a group of experienced drivers. So that's the aim, is the same teams are here. We know there's good teams in this championship. We know there's good drivers in other teams. So it's up to us to do the right job, really. So
it'd be quite something if you could do a 1, 2, 3 again, like you did here at Silverstone last year.
It would be nice, but we'll see. There's 2 rounds at Silverstone this year, but to be honest, my favourite circuit, although it's not everyone's favourite circuit, is Thruxton, because we've won every non-reverse grid race there since 22. So that's one I look forward to going back to, because we know we have a good car there. So.
And just finally, we should touch on the fact the international round at Zandvoort, very exciting for the series.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good weekend, I think. Especially, it's a bit slightly different for us as well, supporting other championships. Our GB3 team will be in the same paddock that weekend, so it should be good. And another F1 circuit for the drivers, a GP circuit for the drivers to experience. So really looking forward to that one.
Fantastic. Good to see you, Dom. Have a great season.
Thanks.
And there we have it. Our pre-season taster is a wrap. And we start to look forward to the season opener at Donington Park on the 27th and 28th of April. Before that, on Friday the 26th at 6 p.m, you can join us for the first Friday night F4 official race weekend podcast of the year via the British F4 website at FIAFormula4.com. And if you missed that, you can use the listen again option to stay up to date with all things F4. Keep an eye out on the usual social media channels, Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok by searching for British F4, where you can get all the latest updates and news as the season progresses, including, of course, race times and how to watch the F4 races on the ITV television coverage as part of the TOCA BTCC package. From everyone at the British F4 Championship Race Centre, we look forward to having you with us throughout this year and that you enjoy our Friday night F4 programmes. I'm Steve Taylor and this has been a Create Media production for the ROKiT British F4 Championship, certified by FIA. thank you for listening.